All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to figure out exactly how to capture those beautiful cinematic memories when you're traveling completely alone. We're pulling insights from Akankansha Manga. She's an expert who's traveled to over 20 countries in 5 years to learn how to get epic shots of your adventures without needing some secret photographer hiding in the bushes. So how do you actually pull this off? Look, you might feel a bit awkward, maybe even stressed out trying to film yourself in public, right? It's a super common fear when you start solo traveling. But what if I told you there's a totally stress-free system to get incredible shots and actually enjoy your vacation at the same time? Oh, and the best part? You absolutely do not have to be a pro cinematographer to make this work. Here's our roadmap for today. First, essential solo filming gear. Then, 3 golden camera promises. After that, mastering the wide angle, followed by storytelling and static shots. Then we'll cover how to ask strangers, and finally wrap up with advanced tools and planning. Okay, starting with section 1, essential solo filming gear. This is your minimalist toolkit for capturing memories. If you want to actually enjoy your travels and, stay safe by staying aware of your surroundings, the goal is keeping things incredibly simple. Overcomplicating your gear just leads to stress. Akanksha highly recommends using an iPhone, like the 16 Pro, mainly because the footage compresses so perfectly for social media while staying razor sharp. You're going to want to pair that with a subtle pocket-sized GorillaPod, the ones with the bendy legs you can wrap around a tree or a handrail, or just grab a lightweight Amazon Basics tripod that folds up super easily when you're on the move. Now, here is an absolute cheat code. For just 250 rupees, you can grab a sticky back phone cover. This tiny little accessory is brilliant. It lets you mount your phone onto almost any glass or metal surface, completely hands-free. It's totally subtle. You just slap it on a window, hit record in selfie mode, and you've got this great walking shot without intimidating anyone or drawing a massive crowd. Moving on to section 2, 3 golden camera promises. These are the non-negotiable rules for phone videography. Before you even think about pressing record, there are 3 golden rules you absolutely have to promise to follow. Otherwise, you're going to end up with terrible footage. Step 1, you have to break that lazy habit of shooting in selfie mode. Always, always use your much higher quality back camera. Step 2, face the sun. And step 3, please constantly clean your lens. Seriously, keep a little microfiber towel in your bag and wipe your lens down to avoid that weird, hazy look. It's crazy how many people skip this step and then just assume their phone has a bad camera. The difference here is literally night and day. If you shoot against the sun, you're getting dark, hazy, grainy footage. It's a mess. But just turning around, facing the sun, it gives you bright, clear, incredibly sharp video. Shooting against the light will absolutely ruin your shot, but letting the sun light your face makes your phone's camera work like absolute magic. When we talk about settings, you really don't want to eat up all your phone's storage halfway through a trip. So stick to 1080p at 60 frames per second for your standard everyday video. You really only need to bump it up to 4K at 120 frames per second when you specifically want that cinematic, buttery slow motion. And this is absolutely crucial. Make sure your extra features like grid lines and the level tool are turned firmly on. Trust me, you're going to need those for framing later. All right, section 3, mastering the wide angle or unlocking the 0.5x lens for dynamic shots. So for a trick that requires 0 tripods, you've got to master that 0.5x wide-angle lens. This lets you capture both yourself and your epic surroundings perfectly, just by holding the phone. But the secret here goes completely against your natural instincts. Hold the phone from the front, far away from the lens itself. Place the camera right near your chin, and then tilt it upwards. Don't hold it up near your face where your arm blocks the frame or your fingers accidentally get in the shot. By tilting up from down near your chin, you center yourself perfectly against the landscape. It's honestly the best way to capture a real reaction shot as you walk into a new location. Next up is section 4, storytelling and static shots. Basically, creating cinematic frames with a tripod. Okay, say you find a beautiful, quiet spot and you actually want to step away from the camera. It's time to set up a static shot on your tripod. This is exactly where you use that level setting we turned on earlier to keep your horizon dead straight. But wait, if you're using the back camera, how do you know you're actually in the frame? Well, enter the famous bottle hack. It's so simple. Step 1, place a random object, a water bottle, your backpack, whatever, on the ground exactly where you plan to stand. Step 2, align the camera so that object is perfectly centered in your grid lines. Step 3, just replace the object with yourself and hit record. Since you can't see the screen, this ingenious little trick guarantees you're perfectly framed every single time. Of course, the ultimate goal is to tell a story, right? Not just capture boring, static selfies. Try to shoot genuine reactions instead of forced smiles. Grab some B-roll filler of your surroundings. Think flowing water in slow motion or rustling leaves. Use multiple lenses, jump from 1x to 2x to 5x, just to add some visual variety. And here is a massive pro tip. Film the exact same scenario from 2 different angles. Like film yourself walking out a door from the back, and then set up the camera and film it again from the front. Capturing yourself doing real actions from multiple angles is what builds a genuinely engaging narrative. Moving to section 5, how to ask strangers. This is the psychological playbook for introverts. So what are you supposed to do when you're in a crowded space, you feel way too anxious to whip out a massive tripod, and you really just need a stranger's help to get the shot? Well, to overcome that anxiety, the source suggests a brilliant psychological hack. When we provide value in some way, we automatically feel a bit more comfortable. Basically, you trick your own brain. Just offer to take a photo of them first. It instantly breaks the ice, establishes a tiny little relationship, and makes asking for a favor in return completely painless. Here's the exact step-by-step breakdown. Step 1, spot a young group or maybe another solo traveler. Step 2, casually offer to take their picture first. Step 3, mention that you're traveling solo and ask if they wouldn't mind grabbing one of you in return. And step 4, explicitly instruct them on how to hold the camera straight. Please don't skip that last step. Once they say yes, don't just leave it to chance. Actually place the phone in their hands and politely tell them to keep you in the center frame without tilting the device backwards. Finally, section 6, advanced tools and planning. This is the pro tier for aspiring creators. If you're an aspiring travel creator looking to take things to the absolute next level with some advanced tech, this is your ultimate pro loadout. We're talking about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This thing is a tiny auto-tracking robotic camera. Then you've got the Insta360, which captures literally everything around you in all directions. Throw in a portable color-changing mini light for those dark environments, and finally, arguably the most important, a strict pre-trip shot list. Seriously, if you're serious about content, a robotic auto-tracking camera is a massive game changer. It literally follows you around, but that's only true if you pair it with a pre-trip shot list. Otherwise, filming just becomes a stressful disaster. Figure out what shots you need before you even leave, capture them, and then put the camera away so you can actually soak in the destination. But you know, at the end of the day, here is probably the most liberating piece of advice from this entire explainer. Nobody cares. They're probably going to look at you for 1 second, wonder what you're doing today, and immediately move on with their lives. Please do not let the fear of judgment stop you from capturing your own memories. Because the reality is, those strangers walking past truly do not care what you're doing. Which brings us to one final thought. Where are you going to use these solo filming cheat codes on your very next adventure? Now that you've got the gear recommendations, the psychological hacks, and hopefully the confidence to stop worrying about what everyone else thinks, what beautiful corner of the world will you capture next? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and hey, happy travels!